Hey everybody, I'm Mike,
I'm Vic.
and you're watching METS
Matt
in
in Florida.
Florida. What's up?
I wish I could say I was in a good frame of mind, but I'm not after these last two games. And I just want to just get it out this first thing because I've seen Yankee fans how they're gloating that this is almost like their World Series that they won two games. Hello, we split the series. It's
You
funny
got to
how
look at the
these
big picture. That it's
Yeah,
it's two and
yeah.
two.
I love the way we beat them the first two games, and it's the Yankees didn't take it seriously. And this is when they were playing well. Okay. They
And
didn't
now
take it
we're playing. It's like
seriously.
we're reversed. We were playing well, and
Yeah,
we.
yeah. But
That's baseball,
now all of a
Susan.
sudden, now all of a sudden the Yankees were like, well, we're serious now. Give me a freaking break. I was like, it's like the Yankee fans just show why they're like the worst fan base. They're the
Yeah,
worst fan base. It was like there are others that are close, but geez, if I hear 27 one more time, I'm like, give me a freaking
can't live
break.
in the
It means
past.
nothing. I was like, oh, I knew this was gonna happen. It's like when we swept them at Citi Field, we were like, well, hey, guess what? We're here to play two, and that's what it was. Two games, that's it. We didn't gloat about we're the better team or anything. We didn't say anything. It's like we'll find out who the better team is at the end of the year.
All
But
I
they
know
do the
is,
same thing. It always
if
happens.
you look at the standings, we have the better record right now. Still,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
just
saying.
God. It was like, oh my God, just
I mean, this
frustrating.
series, yeah, I know game one we were flat. We talked about that already. Yesterday, frustrating, very frustrating loss. Very frustrating loss.
Well, I mean, we can see now. Hopefully we can rise above this in the playoffs. We're hanging by the skin of our teeth, and as I look today, the Pirates are losing, laying down like
And we're
dogs.
not playing, so
The
it's going to be
Braves
one and a
7
half
nothing.
by the end of the day.
It'll be 1.5 by the end of the day because the Pirates
Um,
suck. But there's an aspect that I want to touch on. While we know the hitting didn't step up, we know we have good hitting, but they didn't step up.
I will say I'm proud that we didn't go down without a fight in the ninth inning.
Right.
We made it a game.
Good. Yeah, we
We
took it to them. We
we
made them sweat it
grinded.
out. Yeah.
Lindor
However,
was this close to, if that ball was fair, that one,
however, there's one thing that I want to touch on, and in the two games, the pitch calling was horrible.
yeah.
When after Scherzer in the first game of that series made him look stupid, Judge on the slider, which he did the last time we met up.
Right.
Why in the hell are you throwing him anything of any type of fastball near the plate other than up and in? You don't throw him anything until he
Yeah, that
shows
ball
he can
got
hit
way
it.
too much plate. That ball got
Yeah, that was
way
a
too much plate.
terrible call. Now I did hear Scherzer saying that he got confused. Well, not confused. I get distracted maybe on the setup with McCann coming up, and it kind of threw him up because he wanted to keep the ball down.
Yeah.
Which touches on another base. McCann, if you're not going to show up to the game at the plate, at least show up behind the plate. And I don't know what happened to this guy. I was all for the signing of this guy.
I was happy with the signing when it first
Yeah,
happened.
I didn't want to spend all that money on Real Muto, and I was glad, especially after Real Muto didn't want to come, and you want to stay in Philly, go screw yourself, stay over there. But this guy's regressed. He's regressed behind the plate. The one thing we knew was behind the plate. We knew that coming in, and we were like, okay, we're going to get some hitting out of this guy too, a bonus. We have got nothing, except for a couple of good, throws, strong throws to second here and there. He is like an automatic out. It's been a while since I've seen an automatic. He comes up, I'm like, oh, forget it. Never mind.
It's
just
very frustrating to watch.
Yeah, just sit down. That's one out. Let's get the next person out. It's bad, and we have three. I mean, really, right now, the only one who is hitting. Well, I wouldn't say hitting, but at least putting up good at bats. Yeah, just Perez is the only one who's.
Perez surprised me.
That's it.
I will. Yeah. Oh, with as far as the catching goes, yeah.
Yeah.
I still think Nito is an important part of this team, like as far as the backbone for what he does. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, no, it's been very
And really,
disappointing.
I mean, granted, it's only been one game. Kind of side note, it was good to see Alvarez last night
I
had a
heard.
great game.
Yeah.
And if it's indicative, tonight will be a good game to watch with Syracuse because he has done this in every level.
Like he
He
streaks.
struggles, then all of a sudden he finds it and he's off.
Yeah, he could have
Thing
another
is,
couple of hits today.
we only have a week left.
Yeah.
And we got to make a decision. And
I think you're gonna.
quite frankly, he defensively, he is no worse than anything we have. And I've also
Right.
heard that McCann is hurting also.
He's
So-
physically hurting still.
Physically hurting. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
don't
you
need
know
that.
what? He can't hit a lick. He's not catching good. If the injury is just DL him and let's see Alvarez. Let's see Alvarez.
I think we're gonna see him anyway. I'm having that feeling.
I
I will say when it comes to prospects, I did see a couple of good at bats from Beatty yesterday. He had that one hit,
yes, he did.
that Tony Gwynn type hit over the
Yes.
5.5 hole.
Right.
And then the last out he made in the ninth inning was opposite field. That was encouraging. It was a good
Right.
at bat.
Right.
So I think he's gonna be all right. But
And I still think that
a frustrating
maybe we
game.
need to tweak the lineup a little bit
Yeah.
with getting McNeil behind Alonso.
Oh, you do that? You switch him and Vogie?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
whoever the
Because
DH is gonna be?
Only reason is that you run the risk of back-to-back strikeouts too much.
Yeah.
And I've been noticing in the last two games anyway, actually it goes back before the last two games. It's here we go again. Fastballs down the middle, taking them.
Yeah,
What's
that
with
was annoying.
I mean, right down the middle. I
Yep.
was like, come on. I was like, you can't get better than that.
Well,
you know?
yeah, like Pete had one. It's funny, by the way, and I hate to throw Pete. I love Pete.
Yeah, me too.
But did you not have a little bit of the Luis Castillo PTSD when he missed that pop up? Just a little bit.
Yes.
It was a harder play, but I'm like, you got to make that play. That
Yeah.
changed the whole momentum of the game. You got to make.
I don't know
play.
what's going on with Pete because he was fielding very well in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Now he's kind of like an adventure. Like any ball in the dirt, you're keeping your fingers crossed. Are you scooping it up?
Yeah.
It was like a given. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what's.
The thing with him is, you knew he was dying to correct that wrong.
Right.
And even though he didn't hit a home run in the ninth, he did get a good hit in the ninth, or was it the eighth? It had to be the eighth. Yeah, the eighth. So he was trying. The worst at bat of the game though was Vogelback. I mean, you can't hate on him too much because he's been so great. But that double play killed us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That double play killed us.
When you go 1 for 13,
he's not healthy right now either. By the way,
I know with the hammy. I know.
so he couldn't even run out he couldn't even break up the double play. It was just
I know, which makes me think. I mean, I'm looking down in the minors, and
I mean nobody's healthy right now, but you know what I mean.
I mean, if we have to rest some people and see what we got, you never know. Vientos he's raking
at this point.
Yeah, he is raking. Alvarez looks like he's starting to come out because the one thing that Alvarez has been doing, he hasn't been striking out. His average hadn't been come up, but he was taking his pitches, which they have been saying that he is doing. He's taking his pitches. He's calming things down. He made an excellent play last night, Alvarez, on it could have been a pass ball, a wild pitch. Man on first and second. He got the rebound, and instead of trying to throw down a third, he threw down a second with the trail runner not running all out, and he nailed him at second.
Yeah.
And basically stopped them from scoring. So he's learned a lot behind the plate. And quite frankly, I'd rather see him up here taking at bats. And I know we all have PS.
You can't even say it.
I can't even say it now.
PTSD.
I'm so ticked.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
You know, I don't want it to be where Alvarez doesn't come up because we're paying McCann $10 million a year.
That's a Wilpon move. I think we have to bring him up.
You got to. I
right
mean,
now.
I'll take his
In
at
a
bat.
vacuum right now, I'm saying
Yeah.
bring him up.
I'm saying is like, even if he goes 0 for 4 every game, at least I feel like this 0 for 4, he's doing something, moving runners along. He's even making, he's a threat. He's a threat to take the ball out.
Here's a
None of
threat.
these guys are threats. It was like no pitchers fearing McCann or me.
I noticed, and you notice, and I love, look, a part of me loves the small ball, but you notice how like Nito's become our designated punter?
Yes.
I'm fine. I like that. Because now I will say there was one part last night where Nito moved the runners over, and Nimmo had a great, made great contact, but unfortunately, he looked like he was going to get the ball into left field.
Right.
It was fielded. So, I mean, we were making. I think we played a better game than the first game. The first game we were just flat. I think we were tired. We need a day off today, and it's. But I think we have to learn from this, and we have to be primed to have.
I think today they should be taking off, looking at their at bats.
Yeah.
Looking at the videos and seeing how they've been missing pitches. Now, granted,
looking at videos, not actually doing anything, but yeah.
Just see it. It's like, hey, like they always say, when you're hot, you're not missing mistakes.
Right.
Pete is missing mistakes.
He
okay.
Is.
But he did I think I mentioned to you on the first game, he started to go up the middle. Even though he hit the double play, that's how you break a slump. Go up the middle the other way. And then I think that's what he's got to concentrate on and hit the mistake. If he gets the mistake, you nail it. But Pete's got to, unfortunately, it's something probably has to be addressed at the end of the year. It's great that we grind everybody down, and that's great. But basically, we had 2 home run hitters and really only one, and that's a problem. That's a problem. I mean, it's like, I wish it wasn't. Maybe they prove me wrong. I hope to God they do. And
they did in Philly. I mean,
maybe they step up. You never know. People could step up in the playoffs. All of a sudden, you're like, whoa, they're here.
We saw that with Murphy. It's like, I mean, it can happen.
You never know. Things can happen. And the
grinding. If any team can do it, it's this team. They have it in them.
Grinding attack does work in the playoffs. It does work. That grinding at bats does work. But the thing is, grinding at bats only work if, I know we have that next guy up mentality, but if you're the next guy up in an RBI situation, okay, then you're looking RBI. Okay.
Right.
You got to be looking RBI. You can't be looking at, I'm going to leave it to the next guy. I mean, come on, let's get some better at bats.
Yeah, I agree.
That's one of those things that, it's frustrating when we watch it. We love this team. We love the guys on this team.
This is a fun team.
It is. And you look at it, and really the only critique I have was, we can say everything we can say about the bullpen, but you know what? I mean, one, you go 1 for 13 when runners in scoring position. You shouldn't have been in that position.
I'm not even going to fault the bullpen in the series. I'm not. I think it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that.
Yeah. The hitting's got to step up. The hitting has got to step up. They have, you have to be consistent. And here's the thing, and it's scary, but they just keep proving it. They don't score early on. They're probably not winning. Probably not. They have had comebacks.
Well, they're a comeback team, though. That's not fair. I mean, you saw what they did the other day.
Yeah, but as I said, typically, they also said this. I forgot what the record was when the Mets scored early, and when they did.
Oh no, we have a dominating record.
Yeah, but when they don't score early, it's not so good.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to unlikely comebacks, we're probably the best team in baseball at that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, I believe in this team to come back. Then.
Yeah.
And many,
I do too. But
you don't want to always do that. Fight from that's exhausting.
It is exhausting, mentally exhausting.
I mean, the secret to like everyone talks about the 2006 team. The secret to them was that they scored early and often, all the time. Right. It's funny. I hate to compare teams, but the 2006 team was great offensively. I don't think the competition was anywhere near as good as it is this year.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah.
You don't have the world champions in your own division. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and they're, but this team is a little built differently, and the pitching's better. But yeah, they just didn't step up offensively, and that's what's so frustrating. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't blame the pitching really in the series.
No, no, it was just like I think we had talked about this before about the Mets have to be very wary and guard against people figuring out, and they have figuring out their MO, grind people down. And you're seeing now pitchers attack them, attack the
Early.
strike zone early.
Yeah.
And what are they all doing? They're all falling behind the count. Granted, they are battling back,
Oh
but
yeah, they're taking an 0-2. Look at the ninth inning.
Yeah.
3-0-2 counts. They
Yeah.
ran the count full.
right. But then they end up swinging at pitches
Yeah.
on a full count.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they have to. I think. I mean, they all talk to each other, and the hitting coach is there, and the staff is there. But I think you got to be a little bit quicker on the realization that the pitcher is going to come after you. I think it takes them too long sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that it's almost like might go the first time through the lineup, and the pitcher's coming right after and nobody's adjusting. So now you go through the first 3 innings. Okay. Then the next 3 innings, maybe 1 or 2 of the hitters start attacking the first pitch,
Right.
but the pitcher is already ahead of them.
Right.
He's throwing them a pitch that they can't do nothing with. So they're jumping on the first pitch that they can't do nothing with. So it's like, that's not working. And then it gets to the latter half where they start to put those at bats together, but it's like you're wasting a lot. You need to, as I understand, you want to drag out the pitcher, but look at the pitcher's history, and also look at the pitcher's history, but look what they're doing that day. If he's pitching backwards, if that guy typically is a nibbler and he's coming right at you, be ready. Be ready. If the pitcher's only throwing, he's not throwing any fastball near the zone, then be looking off speed in the zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes Pete will, because he can get that low pitch and drive it.
Oh yeah, well sure.
He's good. He's good at the breaking ball. But sometimes,
I'll tell you, who's been the most consistent hitter on the team right now is McNeil. This is the best I've ever seen McNeil as far as consistency goes. Even the last out he had, I think it was the 8th, he drove it to right field. That could have been an RBI. I mean, it was caught, but he didn't wait. I mean, he did. You couldn't ask for a better contact there. I mean,
right.
It's a shame that Paul Goldschmidt won't cool down, because I think he should be getting the batting title. I see a batting title in McNeil's future. I really do.
Could be.
Because he's not trying to do too much.
It's too bad that Pete has gotten cold, because he was right there, and he's going to get some MVP votes, but it looks like it's Goldschmidt's to win.
Lindor is in the MVP chat all of a sudden. He
is. I mean, he brings about full package.
Yeah, I think we're past hating on him now. Not us, but people need to get.
I really wish he would have gotten that hit at that last inning.
He tried. He didn't strike out.
He didn't strike out.
Yeah, he almost did.
Yeah, but
it was a battle.
Yeah.
It was a battle to the end. By the way, you see the new schedule came out?
I was about to look at it. How's it look?
Weird.
How so?
Well, we open in Miami.
Okay.
Then we go to Milwaukee. We start with a 7-game road trip, Miami and Milwaukee. We got the Padres in April.
Okay.
We got the Dodgers in April. We got all the West Coast teams in April, by the way.
Oh.
Okay. No Braves in the last month of the season. I mean, how like the last month you normally play your division? We only play the Marlins and the Phillies at the end. Everything else is, we play, in other words, there's no Braves. Mariners we play at the end. Diamondbacks, Reds.
Right.
Just a weird looking schedule. And you were playing the AL Central, which makes it weirder.
Huh.
We have
Okay.
the 2 Yankee games in June. We're doing 2 and 2 again, it looks like.
Both in June?
No. We have 2 Yankee games at Citi Field the third week of June, a Tuesday and a Wednesday. And then we have the 2 games at Yankee Stadium at the last week of July, Tuesday and Wednesday. What a weird schedule.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just a very unusual looking thing. It's, I guess they're trying to balance it out. I don't know what they're doing, but strange. I have to look at it some more, but I have to digest it because I'm still,
Yeah, I'm pretty peeved, especially, the Braves not, they're not losing. And
they don't lose to anybody but us, and even that,
yeah, and then they just took 3 from us. So
Well, because we lost 2 pitchers. I'm still going with that. I'm
not going with that. The hitting didn't show up. It's a constant thing. The hitting didn't show up. So it's like
in 3 of the games.
Yeah, you never know. I know this season, I always try to draw correlations, with other teams that we've had, and there will never be another 86 team. That team is just the whole atmosphere of it. There'll never be another 86.
It's a different time.
Yeah, different time because of it's a different time.
Yep.
But this team has showed me bits of 2006, bits of 2015, and I'm hoping 1969.
69.
Yeah. The reason being is the Mets in 69 were not a big hitting team. It was pitching. Okay. But when it got to the playoffs, when the Mets played the Braves, in the playoffs, it was a slugfest. None of the pitchers stepped up. We didn't hit all year, and I think the games were like 9-8.
That's what I
10-9. Yeah, it was like all 3 games were won by hitting, and you didn't expect it. And when they got to the World Series, they out-hit Baltimore. They put both parts together, the pitching and the hitting.
They did.
So this team is kind of reminding me of that, and I'm just hoping that we get some of the magic of 2015, but a complete 2015 magic.
I think this team is better than 15 because we were not. This team was nothing. That team was nothing till we got Cespedes.
But if we look at it, if we look at that objectively, we don't get to the World Series without Daniel Murphy. No one hit.
Right. Well, that's in the playoffs. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You're right.
No one.
I'm talking about the regular season.
And then when we got to the World Series, he stopped hitting, and we saw the result.
And Cespedes didn't show up in the entire playoffs.
Exactly.
I mean, he helped us. He helped get us there.
Right.
But he didn't do anything in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is like, it's one of those things that I can see a player like Escobar go apeshit.
I love it, and I still love him as far as a teammate on the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you, like that 2015 team, it's not. Look, yes, we went on the run with Cespedes, but you do have to give props to when we got Cespedes, we were at 500. We were still in it, and I think that's because of the pitching. Because our offense was nothing. We had nothing.
No, Cespedes got us into the playoffs.
Right. The pitching
Murphy
kept
got
us
into
relevant.
the World Series.
What I'm saying is, I think the pitching kept us buyers.
Right.
The pitching kept us right, like just above water enough to get Cespedes.
Right.
And then we flew. We took off. Yes, we did. Unfortunately, it didn't translate in October. But another big player towards the end was Curtis Granderson. I felt he's very underrated.
Yeah.
He had a big role in that last stretch run,
the playoff. He did.
But that was just But this team is better than that. It's just
it's just one of those things. It's like you never know. Like
you don't know. You can't do it on paper.
Yeah, you never goes ahead. But I still think we need another kick in the ass.
I know.
And I think really the only 2 spots that show me that we can improve
Catching.
Catching for sure. That's why I'm praying. Come on, kid. Keep hitting down there and let's bring him up and let's get him in there. Okay.
And yeah,
He's number one, right? Vientos.
won't hurt.
Okay. Darren Ruff has only hit 230 against the
Yeah.
lefties. He
Yeah.
hasn't done what Vogie has done.
No, I
Okay.
agree.
And I think we have to look at that and say, you know what? Maybe we need to give Vientos a shot at that and have and know that, guess what? If the kid fails, you got Ruff.
You got the
You know?
veteran.
But let's give it, you know,
Give
plus
him
it
a
gives us
chance.
that extra hitter because we just need extra hitting, you know.
You know what it is too? You talk about men's history. When it comes to catching, we've been very blessed with offensive catchers.
Right.
Piazza, Hunley, Carter. We've
Right.
we've had our share of offensive catchers. Paul LaDuca.
Right.
So it's frustrating, like you said, when you're not getting production out of that position.
Yeah, especially because it's like, oh man, it just makes the game like it's almost you're waiting every other inning for something to happen because you're
Yeah,
like you see him coming up, you're like, oh, okay, there's
I know. I mean,
nothing's gonna happen.
and even though he wound up being disappointment, there were times when Wilson Ramos, as funny as that sounds, he
Right.
had some big at bats, like in
Right.
the 2019 run. Not that that's on that. He's not on that level.
Well, here's the
We've
other
had our
thing
share.
with the talk about, you know, everybody has to earn their spot for the playoff roster.
Right.
Okay. And quite frankly, you can't justify McCann on this roster.
No,
You can't.
you can't.
It's like, I'm sorry.
You
You
can't.
can't justify him and you can't justify Rodriguez.
Joely, no.
You
Yeah,
can't
it's a
justify
shame
those two.
because
You know, it's like, yeah, we're without a lefty, but you know what? Get the best pitcher against the lefty. I mean, really,
who would you rather have on the roster, Rodriguez or May?
May. Because May's the kind of pitcher
Well,
that
he did step up the other night, but yeah,
he did. It's just you need to corral him.
yeah,
You need to. You don't get to call the pitches. You need to corral him in
yeah.
because he is an adrenaline junkie.
You're right.
You know, and sometimes he gets the best of him where it's like, hey, I'm going to throw a fastball. I'm going to try to throw it a little bit harder. Oh, that missed. I'm going to try to throw it a little bit harder than that. I'm like, come on, dude, be a pitcher,
Pitch,
not a
don't
thrower.
throw.
Yeah, be a
Right.
pitcher.
I
And when
agree.
he does a lot better. You know,
He's got the talent. That's the sad part.
yeah, he does. He has the talent there. It's like I see it. I love his fire, but I hate when it looks like he's getting pissed, but not in a good way.
It's a negative thing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not like Scherzer, you know. It's not like Scherzer where he gets pissed. He's not throwing fastballs. What you would think would be the natural inclination. I'm not just going to throw a fastball because I'm pissed. No, he's pissed, but he'll throw you a slider or a changeup. Yeah, you know.
Different.
So
Much
you're
different.
up there as a hitter, think, you know, he's pissed. He's going to throw me a fastball. No, you're not. You're not getting that. Most
and it's
pitchers
so
would do that.
predictable.
Yeah.
It's predictable, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like the way he pitched, I keep saying the way he pitched to Robbie Grossman was great. Why can't you do that more often?
Right.
You know.
Well, then that goes to what I was talking about, you know, before about the pitch calling. I think there's been times there's been piss poor.
Yeah.
You know, it's like sometimes you're like, okay, this guy is on your fastball. Why are you throwing him another one?
Yeah.
Or why are you throwing him in that zone? Okay. Or this guy didn't show you anything on a slider. Why are you throwing him anything but if he's not even getting close?
Yeah.
And we have seen the Braves are really, and that's another thing that we fell right into. Granted, they were missing with their sliders, but the susceptible sliders and changeups, that's their Achilles heel. If you watch the games closely, the Braves' Achilles heel is you get the slider over and get them thinking slider and changeup, you can get them out. But if you miss with those pitches and you got to come in with the fastball, they're all get really good fastball hitters. You got a problem unless you can spot it.
Well, this is why, look, the Braves are great in their own right, but to me, I feel like they're just a mistake hitting team. They get mistakes, you know?
But guess what? That's a great hitter. I mean, if you can hit mistakes, it's a great hitter. We see plenty of mistakes. We don't capitalize on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you got to capitalize on mistakes because they don't come very often. I mean, they said it's like, hey, home runs are mistakes.
Yes.
They're mistake pitches. Well, you got to be a hitter that can capitalize on mistakes.
Right. But I think we are better when it comes to hitting quality pitches. We do. That's where we make the contact. Usually.
We're good. We're better at contact.
Right.
Yeah. But I did see a stat that we're very low as far as like hard hit contact as a team.
Of course, yeah, that we know. Yeah.
Yeah, that I know. And
that's, well, JD Davis was good at high contact.
Yeah, didn't make a difference. I know. But very frustrating. I hate at the end of this day we're gonna be a game and a half only ahead. And we're scoreboard watching, and I don't know who
we shouldn't have to be either.
Yeah. And now it's yeah, they let the Braves right back in. You know, we had after, you know, we let them in. We screwed it up. I don't want to see them lose this division to them.
No. If we lose this division, it would be very disappointing.
No, because we'll never hear the end of it, and it'll be 2 years in a row. Granted, last year they weren't as good as this year, but it'll be 2 years in a row.
And not only that, but you don't want to go into the playoffs on a down swing.
No, and not only that, it's a lot harder road to go through than winning the division. The division is we got to win. We got to win. It's just like that's it, you know. And tomorrow it's going to be. Let's see what let's see them bring their A game. Let's start seeing the A game.
Well, we need to dominate against the Rockies.
Yeah, I'm not.
Then we got the Dodgers after that.
I'm looking every single game. It's like that's the series. Every game. I'm not looking to take 3 out of 4, take 2 out of 3. No, not at this.
Take 1 out of 1.
1 out of 1. Win that game. Enjoy it. Let's get a good.
Take 1 out of 1. Yeah.
Good plan and get. That's it. 1 out of 1. Hey, that'll be our rallying cry. Our rallying cry. Take 1 out of 1.
1 out of 1. Yeah. Yeah. That's all you can do.
Yep. This is the crunch time. Let's step up, Mets.
Remember, Mike Piazza's quote was, "Every game is a season within itself," especially in New York. Every game is a season in itself.
Every game's a season. Let's brush this off. It sucked. Be pissed, but be smart.
Yeah. Don't do it out of anger. Do it out of, focus.
Focus. Use the anger. Focus. Come on, everybody's behind you. Let's do it, Mets.
I mean, even with the Dodgers, we got 4 with the Rockies, 3 with the Dodgers. Even then, I see there's no reason we can't go like 6-1. If we're not, I'm not trying to go that far, but I'm saying we have the ability. Just focus.
Yeah.
Focus.
Yeah.
We're home. Take advantage of that.
Take advantage of it.
Fans are behind you.
Yep.
I mean, we're at a point where, again, I don't want to go into records, what the final record's going to be, but I feel like there's no reason for us not to have a very good finish. That's all I'm going to say.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
And on that note,
yes, on that note.
On that note, let's go Mets. Get your asses in shape.
Please
go after them.
Yes.
Please.
There's so many. Yeah. I just thought I'm trying to think of another quote that goes with that. Destroy them or whatever. I can't think of it now. Yes. This is our division. We need to hold. We need to, it's our division.
Yeah.
You got to protect it.
Protect the division. We're behind you. Let's go, Mets.
If any team can do it, it's this team. They've done so many.
Absolutely.
They've done so many unpredictable, wonderful things. It's like you can't go out like this.
Yeah, not like this. Let's do this. Let's turn it around. Starting now.
Yes, these 2 losses you just had are 2 losses you're not going to have.
Exactly. Right, well, learn from this.
We could go all day on this. Everybody, like and subscribe. It's free. Give us feedback. We want to hear your thoughts.
Want to hear your thoughts of the Mets season and what you think of our channel and what you like to see us do.
Yes, and we still got to get into some interesting like we're talking about the past. We got to get into some of those topics. We're going to enjoy
Yep.
it. I think.
Yep.
We
We
think you
will.
all will enjoy that.
Yep.
So
All right.
on three, 1, 2, 3.
Let's
go.
go.
Mets.
Mets.
And I'll see you later, Vic. I'll talk to you
I
later.
have another like, let's go. Let's effing go Mets.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we got to channel Pete Alonso's
Come
chant.
on.
Absolutely.
Let's go. There you go.
Take care, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Later. Bye-bye.